Let's discuss today's important news. India's only active volcano in Andaman's Barren Islands erupts again. Barren Islands, the only active volcano, which is not only just in India, that is active volcano in India, but it is the active volcano in South Asia, erupted twice during a period of just 1 week. Officials stated that the Barren Island volcano erupted on September 13th and September 20th. Though both the eruptions are relatively minor eruptions, the island is approximately 140 kilometers away from Port Blair by sea and is uninhabited island. It lies at the intersection of Indian and Burmese tectonic plates. As per the data from the administration of Andaman and Nicobar, Barren Islands has seen its first eruption back in 1787 and weak eruptions in 1991, 2005, 2017 and 2022. The eruption in 1991 was detrimental to certain animal species present on the island. There are not many fauna living on the island due to strict conditions, but there are some goats, rodents and pigeons. Kolkata heavy rainfall. As you all know, Navaratri is very famous, popular in Kolkata. During this time, there's a bad incident at Kolkata. After 1978, such a heavy rainfall Kolkata have seen. Kolkata and its suburbs woke up to the third wettiest September since 1978. Recorded rainfall of 251.4 mm in 24 hours. This marked the city's third highest single day rainfall in September. Considered all-time record throughout the year, this spell of rain is the Kolkata's sixth highest single day total ever recorded. Highest rainfall after 1978, and many people died because of electrocution in Kolkata. Blame game is going on. Political blame game is going on in Kolkata. Next important news. Donald Trump spoke at UN General Assembly on September 23rd on the occasion of 80th session of UN General Assembly, taking his often repeated allegations against India on the floor of UN General Assembly. American President Donald Trump on September 23, 2025 accused India and China of the primary funders of Russian war against Ukraine. Donald Trump also claimed again that he stopped the India-Pakistan conflict in May. That is, you all know Pahalgam and aftermath Operation Sindoor. Mr. Trump said that he was prepared to impose very strong tariffs that would end the purchase of Russian oil, but he wanted European countries to join in this effort. He said that many NATO countries continue to purchase Russian energy, including gas. Despite his accusations against multiple countries and the fact that China imports more Russian energy than India, America has singled out India by imposing penalty of extra. Now it is almost 59% on many goods from India that are being exported to America. Next important news that is coming up. UN High Seas Treaty. UN High Seas Treaty, it has entered into force it is going to be enforced from January 2026. UN High Seas Treaty, also called as BBNJ. What is BBNJ? Biodiversity Beyond National Jurisdiction. It's going to be entered into force from January 2026. The treaty formally requires ratification by at least 60 states in order to come into force. On 19 September 2025, Morocco becomes the first 60th country to ratify the treaty. So, Biodiversity Beyond National Jurisdiction, which is also called as High Seas Treaty. Now it is going to come into force. The aim of BBNJ is to protect, conserve and sustainably use marine biodiversity in the high seas to ensure equitable sharing of benefits of marine genetic resources, MGRs. Marine genetic resources is very important. Next important news, Project Vijayak. Project Vijayak of the Border Roads Organization marked its 15th Rising Day in September 2025 at Kargil, Ladakh. The project has expanded infrastructure in one of the world's toughest terrains. With investments exceeding 1200 crores, it has transformed Ladakh's connectivity and operational preparedness. So, Project Vijayak is a milestone marking Border Roads Organization's engineering excellence and commitment to national security and regional development. It's very important. And next important news that is coming up, black tigers. Black tigers are in news. Black tigers are not separate species or subspecies, but a color morph, that is color variant of Bengal tiger. They are called pseudo-melanistic because the dark or black pigment is much more prominent. Stripes are much wider and they may cover more of the body, making the tigers appear darker than usual. The mutation involves a specific type of gene which is TOCPEP gene. TAQPP, TOCPEP gene. Similipal in Orissa appears to be the only place in the wild where these melanistic tigers have been documented in significant numbers. As per the recent estimates, there are about 30 tigers in Similipal Tiger Reserve in total. Of these, around 13 are melanistic tigers, that are black tigers. It's very important. Black tigers are in use. There is a gene called TOCPEP gene. There is a specific gene called TOCPEP gene. Next important news, as you all know, there are a lot of complaints against Vantara, that wildlife conservation, rehabilitation and rescue center developed by Ambanis at Jamnagar, Gujarat. Supreme Court established special investigation team and the SIT have given clean sheet on Vantara. And there are many cases that were complaints that were running on Vantara against wildlife trafficking, illegal trading, etc. But now they got a complete clean sheet. Vantara was launched in February 2024 by the Reliance Foundation under the vision of Anant Ambani. It is located in Jamnagar, Gujarat and positioned as a world-class facility for wildlife rescue, rehabilitation, conservation and breeding programs. Multiple public interest litigations and complaints were filed against Vantara, alleging non-compliance with Indian and international wildlife laws, illegal acquisition and smuggling of animals, especially elephants, money laundering, misuse of resources, lack of transparency, etc. But finally, Supreme Court appointed a special investigation team to independently investigate allegations against Vantara, and SIT, the special investigation team, conducted a 3-day visit to Vantara and have given clean sheet to Vantara. This is a news that is trending and coming up. And next important news is there's a news in Hindu paper yesterday about criminal defamation, misuse of criminal defamation. What is criminal defamation? Harming the person's reputation through false statements. So reputation is very important in the modern day. If you harm the reputation of a person through false statements, then it is called defamation or criminal defamation. Actually, defamation is of two types. One is slander, second is libel. Slander is in the oral form, libel in the published or printed form. But in the modern era, where we have so much of social media connect, YouTube channels, etc., most of the information comes under libels, not under slanders. So now misuse of criminal defamation suits, criminal defamation cases. For example, if I have a revenge on you, I can file a defamation case on you. Political revenges, personal vendettas. So there are many cases filed on that to harass the other people. Courts should not become the grounds for this, playgrounds for this political vendettas. Growing misuse of criminal defamation. Justice M.M. Sundaresh said that I think time have come to decriminalize this defamation. Defamation, we can file civil suits or criminal suits, but most of the people to take vendetta, revenge, they are filing criminal suits. So, private individuals are filing criminal defamations to settle personal scores. Political parties and leaders, they are harassing their opponents and journalists. And court should involve if any speech involves sedition or hate speech, public order or disturbing communal harmony. But if it is affecting between two individuals, if one individual comments on another individual, why court should intervene and why court should actually do that, involve in that. But the thing is, recently if you observe, Rahul Gandhi cases, so many cases, criminal defamation cases on him, cases on Shashi Tharoor, there are many criminal defamation. But actually 10 years back, in 2016, Subramaniam Swamy versus Union of India case, Supreme Court said that reputation is an integral part of right to life. Criminal defamation is deemed to have reasonable restriction on free speech. So you have every right to speak anything, but you should not defame others. But again, the court is saying courts should not become playgrounds or battlegrounds for criminal defamation suits, except they are involved in sedition, hate speech, communal harmony, etc. And few years back, Shashi Tharoor also gave a comment on Narendra Modi. Scorpion sitting on the Shivling. Scorpion sitting on the Shivling. Even he got a stay from that. Criminal defamation suit was filed against Shashi Tharoor also. So courts actually said that even if you see in Imran Pratap Ghari case recently, Imran Pratap Ghari case in 2025, court said that we'll judge that defamation not based on very sensitive, hypersensitive, very much emotional, vulnerable, weak people. We'll judge whether the defamation is done or not based on strong, reasonable, courageous mindset. So, for example, there will be one batch which will be considering every statement as defamatory statement. We don't consider such statements. In earlier IPC, section 499 and 500 deals with defamation. Now in Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita, section 356. BNS section 356 deals with defamation.